It was about 5 hours before the first game of the World Series here at Townsend'S Stadium, and Jake Stewart was excited to sell 2 tickets he had for.
I'm Robert Townsend. Only on 4, I'll tell you about the connection between this motel and one of the suspects now charged with shooting a local police officer. So the whole thing started on Monday when police say the boy told investigators he found the gun while walking home from school. They also say he told officers he forgot the gun was in his backpack when he came to school. The Fishing River keeps on rising right now and keeps on causing this big mess. Look at this mess around this woman's house. When that big storm blew through this area out here by Kauffman Stadium, it packed some pretty powerful winds. Look at this. Wind so strong, knocking down this huge metal sign at this BP station. Nobody buying gas out here. Look at this thing just completely on the ground. And back here live, we've also seen SWAT team members here at this standoff. They just arrived a few minutes ago. Earlier, we heard officers on bullhorns apparently trying to convince this murder suspect to surrender. We will definitely stay out here as long as this goes on. Coming up at 5:30, we will hear from the victim's widow. We just talked to her just a few minutes ago. I'm Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News, working for you live in Kansas City. The weekend getaway trip was supposed to be a time of celebration for the two couples. They were in the Vegas crowd celebrating Carrie Dwyer's birthday and engagement, but their fun suddenly turned into a nightmare they'll never forget. Dinah Daly says she and her family are experiencing the nightmare from hell, and they blame it all on the staff here at Forest Hill Cemetery in Kansas City.
Our parents aren't at rest. We're just all sick. We can't go on with our daily lives.
My mother needs to be in her resting place, and these people screwed up.
The sisters say last Friday they were at their mom's wake when a Forest Hill employee called their niece and told the family their loved one, 74-year-old Barbara Green, could not be buried on top of her 75-year-old husband, Hardy.
You just wake up in tears and you go to bed in tears.
The family says they were told their dad's grave, quote, had been compromised. What's more, they say when they went to Forest Hill the next day, they learned another person is buried under their dad. This has been Hardy Green's final resting place for 8 years.
They knew somebody was there when they put my father there. They knew somebody was underneath him because they couldn't go any deeper with him. And then he's supposed to go down 9 feet, and then my mom goes down 6 feet when they bury her on top.
The heartbroken sisters say in 1988 their parents signed this contract and paid Forest Hill more than $2,000 to be buried together in a double plot.
I want them to fix it. I want them to admit they did something wrong.
It was just brought to my attention actually last Saturday, and then I've been working diligently to try to get things changed around and working with the family.
Boyd says Monday he and the cemetery's corporate representatives will meet here to discuss the burial mix-up.
They've lied to us too many times. They took my mom and dad for their money, and they're not here. We're standing up for my parents.
Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. Hi there, Lauren. You know, it really does pull at your heartstrings when you think people are actually out here living in the cold in these tents. On a dangerous below freezing night, we trek up these 48 makeshift stairs and through these KCK woods with this 57-year-old Army veteran and Kansas City area native. He calls himself White Hawk. Do you wish you didn't have to live like this?
No, I kind of like living out here like this, believe it or not.
White Hawk lives at a homeless camp in this tent with his cats. How will he survive the frigid temperatures?
Be sitting on my bed there and just my thermal and my pants and my shoes, and then when I go to bed I take my shoes off, cover up on these 2 mattresses where he sleeps in his homemade tent. It's covered with lots of thick tarp and holding together with lots of stern branches and ropes. I've got about 14 candles burning in my tent to keep warm. Got a few blankets, and other than that it's pretty nice inside.
I've lived indoors. I mean, I just like living outdoors because it's natural.
Currently, 10 men and a woman are living in the homeless camp. 3 nights a week, Salvation Army volunteers bring these folks food.
Sandwiches, chips, water.
And just a few feet away is 36-year-old Marlon.
I got the blanket, I stay warm.
He's trying to stay warm under a bridge where he's lived for the last 6 months. On this freezing night, are you ever scared to live out here?
No, I have like a coat, hoodies, and some gloves, I have some hand warmers. I try every day.
Anything's really dangerous. It depends how you take care of yourself out here.
The homeless are often unseen and misunderstood. What I've seen tonight is that these folks have lots of heart and lots of courage. Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News. Carlos Green says right after he walked out of this gas station convenience store, he couldn't believe what happened to him. Get this, in a flash.
I'm just happy to still be living, man.
Carlos Green's eyes swell with nonstop tears when he watches this incredible surveillance video
I couldn't move.
that shows two vehicles first crash at a busy Kansas City intersection last Tuesday.
I heard the wreck. I saw the wreck.
What he saw next sent Carlos's heart racing.
I'm looking. Here they come.
Police say two guys in a stolen van ran a red light, collided with a woman's car, and then both vehicles...
I just did this, you know, to ward off.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Hit an innocent Carlos Green who was standing on the corner. In this video, you see a startled 61-year-old Green try to get out of the way.
I didn't even know which way to go. All I know is bam.
Carlos says he was tossed around like a doll.
My leg was stuck.
Fell to the ground on his back.
No blood came out. It was swole about this big. It's excruciating pain.
Amid all the pain, and injured Carlos then saw this light pole falling right towards him.
It almost hit my head. Almost hit my head, that big old light pole.
All that before he got pinned under one of the cars.
I'm up under the car like I'm changing the radiator or something. Now I start praying immediately.
This grateful great-grandfather is convinced God heard his prayers.
I'm little boys, man. They almost like my guardian angels. Man.
And sent his guardian angels to lift the car off him.
Them boys helped me, boy.
Saved your life?
Yep. Man, if I ain't no miracle, I don't know who he is. And that's real talk.
It's pretty incredible. Caller says right now he just wants to meet all of those guys, give them lots of hugs, and thank them. We're live in Kansas City. I'm Robert Townsend, Fox 4 News, working for you. Dominique Niley Van Houten and her mom tell me they are still outraged, both calling the attack on the young girl a hate crime.
I don't remember the faces of who did it, obviously, because it did it from behind, but I remember it being over here.
16-year-old Niley Van Houten says minutes after she and her 3 female friends left a pumpkin festival at the St. Joseph Park Saturday night,
there was like 20 to 30 of them.
a large group of teenagers, all boys and one girl.
They were high school kids because my friends had said they had seen them at like school. This is where they were like trying to come up to us and get us to fight them at first.
But when Niley and her friends refused to fight and tried to continue walking to Niley's uncle's home.
No, it was just like their fists, like they had just been punching me.
Niley says the boy suddenly hit her in the back of her head.
It was like in shock. I was like in shock.
Then punched her in her face and gave her a black eye.
2 different people that hit me in my face at the same time, because as soon as I got hit here, I got hit here next. And when they did it, they called me a wannabe boy.
Niley, a high school junior, is convinced the boys attacked her because she's a lesbian.
I'm pretty sure it happened because I was queer.
After the attack, Niley was treated at a hospital. She says her attackers ran off.
Because it's not okay, like, it's wrong.
Her mom contacted police.
Super angry as a mother.
According to research from the 2015 National Youth Risk Behavior Survey, 34% of lesbian, gay, and bisexual students said they were bullied on school property, 28% bullied electronically, and 10% threatened or injured with a weapon on school property.
I believe down to the core of my bones that it was a hate crime.
I don't know if anything will be done about it, but hopefully they'll catch them.
3 days after that attack, Niley's right eye is still purple and a little swollen, and she's still putting ice packs on her eye. Now, police are asking anyone who knows anything about the assault to pick up the phone and call the St. Joseph Police Department. John? Kansas City, Missouri police this morning are on the scene of a homicide. Chief Darrell Forte tells Fox 4 it happened in the 8600 block of Truce. The chief says the victim was transported to the hospital in a private vehicle. Now, investigators are asking if anyone has any information to call the TIPS hotline. And welcome back. So get ready to get loud. Kansas City is one step closer to reclaiming its title as the home to the world's loudest sports facility. The Guinness Book of World Records has given Chiefs fans the approval to compete for the official record of loudest crowd roar at a sports stadium. Whoever heard such a thing, right? Earlier this week, a group of hardcore Chiefs fans created a Facebook group called Terrorhead Returns in hopes of getting into the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, they also want to reclaim the title from the Seattle Seahawks, who claim they have the loudest stadium in the NFL. The mark is to beat 131.7 decibels to set the record. That was set at a soccer match in Turkey. Terrorhead Returns must now determine which home game has the best chance of beating that mark. We shall see. Thank you for joining us, spending this morning with us. I'm Robert Townsend. Have a good day.
It was about 5 hours before the first game of the World Series here at Townsend'S Stadium, and Jake Stewart was excited to sell 2 tickets he had for